We're making keto bone broth lasagna. Let's go. I feel like everybody knows how to make lasagna, and the traditional way is using a red sauce, marinara, or a white sauce. So I wanted to come up with something different, and we all know that bone broth is a staple on the keto diet, and I was thinking bone broth, lasagna, bone broth, lasagna. The white sauce is different too, and I'm going to be giving you a recipe for a white nutmeg sauce. And with the combination of the bone broth sauce with the white nutmeg sauce, it makes for a delicious lasagna. By the way, hi, I don't even know my name. By the way, hi, I'm Mel and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we do all things around keto food. So please feel free to take a look around, and I hope you subscribe. And if you have already, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Just one more thing before we get into the recipe. We have 3 different types of keto lasagna noodles available on the channel. This one is Pasta 2.0, and it is a 15-minute recipe, great for if you just want something quick. And lots of people have told me it tastes great. You make it in a blender and you basically bake it for around 10 minutes. The other 2 are very similar, and most of you by now have seen my flourless egg white pasta, which uses powdered cheese as the main ingredient. We have another pasta that is basically the same recipe, except it uses whole egg and it uses almond and coconut flour. So you will find a link to the almond flour recipe here. Let's get into the recipe now. Over a medium heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and let it heat up a little. We are just adding a little bit of vegetables for flavor, and I use 2 tablespoons each of diced onion, grated carrot, and diced celery. Let that saute and get soft, then add 500 grams or 1 pound of ground beef. Break up the meat and let it cook for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. And when your meat has browned, add 1 cup of crushed tomatoes, 1 cup of bone broth, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Lastly, add 1 tablespoon of parsley and 1 tablespoon of basil, and this is gonna make it the very Italian, no? Give it a stir, turn off the heat, and the bone broth sauce is ready. Over a medium heat, to a saucepan, add 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Salt and pepper to taste, and I did a teaspoon each. Let it heat up and whisk occasionally to combine. When it starts to bubble, turn off the heat and add 1 egg yolk and whisk that in. This is gonna thicken your sauce. Let it simmer on low for 2 minutes and give it a taste to see if it has enough seasoning, and then it's ready. If your sauce is too watery, do let it simmer for about 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. This will allow a reduction process to take place, and you shouldn't cover your pan at all during that time. We are going to assemble the lasagna next, but before we do, please let me explain. You will notice big spaces in my layer of lasagna noodles, and also that my lasagna is very juicy. The reason is I wanted to give the noodles a robust test to see if they will hold up in lots of sauce and without any support. I also rolled them out really thin as a further test measure. So my advice would be to roll them out about 2 millimeter thick instead of super thin. And don't be shy to leave no gaps. And of course, reducing your bone broth sauce will make it less juicy. Using your favorite lasagna dish, coat the bottom with a little bit of bone broth sauce. Then add your favorite keto lasagna noodles. Continue the layering process by adding the bone broth sauce next, then the white nutmeg sauce, and spread it. Next, add your favorite shredded cheese or whatever you have available, and I use mozzarella. And just repeat the layers. Add your lasagna noodles, the bone broth sauce, then white nutmeg sauce, shredded cheese, and then I end it off with a layer of noodles, sprinkles of bone broth sauce because I wanted the noodles to show through, then more shredded mozzarella and garnished with chopped fresh basil, black pepper, and finely grated pecorino. All the quantities and measurements are listed in the description box. And to make my lasagna look pretty, I added fresh basil leaves. Well, I really hope you enjoy this bone broth lasagna. We certainly did. It's myself on keto and my husband Christopher.
Is this the point where you're going to throw me under the bus again like you did for eating all of the Three Musketeer bars all by myself?
Do check the comments in the Three Musketeers bars if you want a point of reference. But we do get comments from the Peanut Gallery now and again, so that's what that's all about. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and be well.
I'm not going to apologize. They were good bars.